Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. Welcome to part 1 of a 3-part series that I like to call Tips from the Pros. At EVO 2019, I had the chance to interview a handful of professionals from the fighting game community to learn a few things and to get some insider tips. This video is geared towards those who are starting out in fighting games or those who have hit a training plateau. If you're not sure what to do to get better, or you just feel like you've hit a brick wall and aren't getting any better, then hopefully this video is helpful for you. So here's the question I asked, and they were allowed to answer this any way they felt fit, any way that they thought may be helpful for someone on the other side listening. The question is, do you have any training tips for someone new to fighting games? They gave up some great information, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Someone to just start, first thing you got to do is have like the basic knowledge and fundamentals of the game mechanics down. After that, try to find your character, but just knowing your options within the game is like the most important thing, knowing your defensive and offensive options.
Whenever you start playing fighting games for the first time, basically what you want to do is make sure that the character you pick, you feel comfortable with. A lot of times people pick, how do I say this? They pick characters that they don't really like, but they just see them on the screen winning. And that's not really the way that fighting games work. Yes, if you do that like for like 10 years, you're gonna become good at being a top tier player or a top tier, we call it top tier whore, right? Sorry for the bad word, but that's how we call it here. So yeah, basically pick your character and try to be as comfortable as you can with him.
The best thing I would recommend is actually, if you're brand new, watch someone who is really, really good with your main character and definitely study and learn from their habits. The second thing I would recommend is going into, so say if you're playing Tekken, go into your practice mode and really just, if you don't know where to start with any character, just start with the character that gives you trouble and then just go through the entire move list and figure out if you can sidestep, if you can punish, what you can do defensively to deal with certain moves. It sounds very daunting and a lot of work, but to be honest, it really is. So I'm not gonna lie to you there. However, it's gonna really pay off in the long run. And the best way to really test and apply that knowledge is go online, go offline, play with your offline scene, or if you can't really make it offline, definitely do online. And you're gonna learn and see what characters are giving you a lot of issues. And as soon as you see you're losing to specific moves online, go into practice mode, lab that move, and then go right back out, and just you'll see a significant change in your gameplay, especially coming up to tournaments. But overall, tournaments are gonna be your best place to level up quick and fast.
If you're getting into fighting games, the first thing that you want to do is explore the different types of games that there are. You can play a game that is like Smash, a 2D fighter like Street Fighter, a 3D fighter like Tekken, and then you have anime type games like Dragon Ball Z. When you narrow that down, you can pick a character that you enjoy, go into the training room, and try to learn the special moves and try to complete the challenges. Then you can learn your simpler combos. From that point, I would then go online and start playing against people in practice rooms online. And then you can hit up your local scene and make some friends and just see what it's like playing against those people. And when you make friends with them, you can start going to your regional events. And you travel to your regional events and you start making friends out there, and then it just grows and grows that way.
As far as someone preparing for, like, picking up a fighting game for the first time, I'm a big proponent, if possible, to just play the whole roster. Pick who you like. Doesn't matter if they're top tier, doesn't matter if they're good. If you like that character, play them, because that'll keep you coming back. And I'm a very big proponent of not playing against bots. Bots are readable. You can figure out what they're gonna do. A human being might not be as predictable, and you're not gonna come to EVO and play against a bot. You're gonna play against a real person. That's what I always suggest.
To get better, you have to be prepared to lose. You have to know that you suck at the beginning, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be brutal. Trust me, I've been there. I got into fighting games seriously like this during the beginning of Ultra. And the game has already been developed, and you just got to be willing to ask questions and learn, and just know that you're going to suck for a long time. I went 0-2 for years before I finally won my first tournament match.
So
for me, when I first pick up a fighting game, be it a Mortal Kombat game or trying out a Street Fighter game, I'll sometimes pop into the training mode just to learn the moves, but I prefer the old school style of sitting on the couch doing local co-op with me, Boss Battle Gordy, or any other friends, and we have people come over and we just like explore the game, explore all the characters together, fighting one-on-one. Training is always good when you're trying to learn combos and stuff, but nothing beats the feel of playing another person. And if you can retain that old arcade feel with your buddies on the couch, I think that's the best way to pick up a fighting game.
So if you're starting a fighting game, what I usually recommend is just picking a character and just kind of sticking with them for a while and just playing a crap load of matches. Try to learn the system. It can be hard to do intuitively sometimes for certain games, but if you can figure out how the actual fighting system works, that can help you determine like if you're going to stick with the character. Also, if the character is fun, that helps. I usually recommend playing a fun character or a character you find fun. If you like spamming stuff, that's great. If you like timing people out, that's awesome, because I like to do that. Just whatever you find to be fun, and just learn as many matchups as you can.
My best advice is to ideally have two types of figures. A rival, someone that's also trying to develop their skills with you, along with you, so you have someone that forces you to stay on your toes, and a mentor figure to both that guides you to the path. That's the most efficient way for me. And I would recommend definitely picking a game that has a robust training mode system, a robust tutorial. Games like Under Night in Birth, Killer Instinct, Skullgirls, those have really good training modes and tutorials that explain really well how fighting games actually work.
What is really important when you start a fighting game is to meet the community. So even if you think you don't have a level to compete, you have many locals, I think, especially in US, but even in Europe, we have communities that make offline events. So go to meet them, go to participate, because we need anyone, actually. You can't think, oh, I'm useless, I don't know how to play well. There's no point to go to tournaments. Don't think like this, because we are really happy when we see a new person coming to the community. We really help people to get stronger, because we want to have a better average level of a game, and anyone is useful. We need everyone, so don't think that you would be useless. And go to events offline, it's important. Be active in Discord. I mean, any social networks that is related to your game, because interacting with the people online is also important, because this is where you share the information about the games, discoveries, about the characters, and if you have any questions, there's always people to reply to you. So do all this, watch a lot of videos. It brings so much hype when you see tournaments. You're like, I want to be there. So it's really important as a player. And it's also important for the knowledge to see how players deal to different matchups and how they do in tournaments. It's really motivating. And yeah, if you see some stream monsters or some anonymous people talking shit online, this is not weird. They are not the real community that you will meet offline. So for sure, come to events, join us, it's amazing.
When you first get into the fighting game scene, you're going to want to basically get into the practice mode, screw around with the story mode, find a character that you like, and then once you've gotten that far, my main recommendation is actually getting online if you can. If there's an online scene or a local scene, get out there and mingle, meet people, unmute people that you're fighting, ask them what they did. Another thing that I'm a big fan of is actually rewatching, trying to figure out how they got you, and ask other people for input on how they got you.
Don't look at the games that are popular. Like, yeah, Street Fighter is popular, Tekken's popular, but it may not be for you. Always look for games that you find interesting. Whether it's something that you like the aesthetics of, like if you like anime games over like Capcom games, that's fine. Find it, if you like it, play it. In this day and age, it's always important to go to YouTube because there's always some sort of tutorial for that game. You'll find the basic mechanics primers, you'll find character information, combos, punishes, things like that. That's already documented on YouTube. If it's a brand new game, you'll have to wait a little bit and you may have to be on the cutting edge, which is kind of tough if you're just starting out. But always find something that you're having fun with and always look at the resources that you have available. Twitter and YouTube, even the tutorial modes. If you have a game with a really good tutorial mode, it's a bonus.
All right, guys, so when you go into training mode, it's very tempting to just see if you can land your combos on a standing dummy, right? Well, let me give you guys an insider tip. The biggest tip I can give for people that are trying to play fighting games when they go into training mode is set the dummy to random block. Now, this is super specific, but in an actual match, you have to be able to realize, oh, they blocked my move, what do I do next? Versus, oh, I hit my move, let me confirm into a combo. So having that natural like flow chart in your head of, do I hit or do I not hit, will really help you out in terms of refining your gameplay moving forward.
If you're just getting started with fighting games, then I think the best advice is to not expect too much out of yourself and be prepared to eat your humble pie and just don't give up. That's the biggest thing is, you know, if you want to improve, you will improve if you continue to put the effort in. But fear is the mind killer, I'd say.
So that's it for this video. I'm going to leave a link to all of these pros' social media in the comments below in the description of this video so that you can go check them out yourselves. I want to give a big thanks to everyone who took the time to be interviewed for this video. Stay tuned, part 2 and 3 coming soon. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like the video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Thank you everyone. Take care.